What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with some more Trails Through Daybreak. Last time we were on the hunt because Shahina and Mario got kidnapped by those rich punks who have been causing trouble since we've been here, and we chased them all the way to this cave where they got out of their car. But obviously something is awry besides just these kids, so we're gonna find out what happens when we enter the cave. Huh? Wow. That happened last night as well. Yeah, and when we went inside the underground waterway back in the city. That can only mean one thing then. Right, this might just give us a chance we've been looking for. Obviously, rescuing Shaina and Mario comes first, no questions asked. But we should make sure we're prepared for anything, just in case. Yes, I think that's an apt assessment. There they are. Shaina, Mario. Giant plant? They sure did. Sorry to keep you two waiting. I'm so glad you're both okay. Hold on just a minute. We're going to... Hold up. What the hell is that thing? Huh? What are you guys doing here? Decided to come join the party, have you? Fine with me. Come on over and let's have some fun, man. Something's definitely wrong with these bozos. I'm picking up this weird aura, like they're being infested with something. What in the hell? They sure don't look like zombie puppets to me. Incoming attack, beware. Alright, let's take these rich punks down a peg. Self-heal, huh? Can I hit them both? No, I can't. Okay. Fairy learned Bulwark Blade. I think that's an upgrade to her other move, where she dashes forward.
妙な気をまとってやがったが、所詮は雑魚だったな。やったー！すごいよ、フェリたち。助かりました。もう服が砂だらけで。上だ。やっぱり。潜んでやがったかよ。高みの見物は終わりだ。いるんだろうが、出てこいや。なるほど。私が潜んでいる可能性に備えていましたか。アルマータの手先、いえ、アサシンですか。否定します。彼らとは契約を結んでいるに過ぎません。そして今回、私とイシュタンティの役目はここまでです。イシュタンティ、そいつがその天使の名前か。どうやら現代の技術で製造されたものではなさそうですね。 その斬撃痕、MK 社の調査記録に類似のものがあったと記憶しています。先々月に全滅したアイゼンシルト中隊についての。あの幹部の古巣のアイーダさんたちを襲った。肯定します。契約の一環として。
Oh,
女
great.
性中隊長は想定以上の強敵でした。敬意を表します。フェリ様、一連の実地検証は完了しました。交戦のオーダーは受けていないため、私たちは失礼します。
おい、あの女。
Yeah, she was pole dancing.
やっぱりな。ここでも地下水路でも感じてたぜ。夕べのステージと同じ。自分も他人も物として見てる。温度のない視線をな。
なかなかの観察眼。いえ、あなたの場合は匂いですか。せいぜいその嗅覚を無駄にせぬよう。それでは。
Well,
余裕かましやがって。
はい、私まだまだです。セリちゃん。
ゲネシスも好きあらばと思ったが、そんな甘い相手じゃなかったな。
いえ、いいんです。みんな無事だっただけでも。シャヒーナさん、大丈夫ですか？
ちょっと腕がしびれたけど。アニエ
not
さ
the
ん、あ
worst.
りがとね。
ありがとうございます。カメラを持ってきてれば。
で、バカどもはともかく、このでかい植物は何なんだ？多肉植物の一種だろう。この輝き、もしかして。
ビンゴだったか。いい場面は逃したようだが。
あなたは
お姉のスカウトに来てた。
シェリド皇太子殿下。
どうやらそちらも同じネタを追ってたみたいですね。
我が国とカルバードは昔から良き隣人だからね。技術に投資、最近では映画産業にも積極的に関わらせてもらっている。そんな中、怪しい動きを調べていたが、なぜその植物かい？
ええ、アルカロイド成分を含む流絶卵の一種でしょう。やはり七葉脈に反応して活性化しているようです。
アルカロイド、一部の植物から抽出されるという。ええ、麻酔薬などの原料にも使われる成分ですね。植物の種類、用法用量によっては幻覚や覚醒作用をもたらすものもあります。
予想通りだったみてえだな。ああ、ドラッグの材料。メッセルダムの事件にも関係してたのは間違いねえだろ。
Great.
サルバットにそんなものが。
すごいスクープです。
一月近く探っていた私たちに追いつくとはね。やはり直接ここに乗り込んできて正解だったようだ。
へえ、目的は同じだが、協力に来たってノリでもなさそうですね。
君とは個人的には気が合いそうだとは思ったんだが、もともとそちらのメイド君の出向元とは折り合いが悪くてね。
恐れ入ります。
何より信用できないのは君だよ、バン・アークライド君。
Oh well.
マルドゥック社の社外テスターにして表と裏のどちらにも顔が利く得意な立場。場合によっては彼らと裏でつながっている可能性もありそうだ。
そんな。
はあ？こいつがアルマータとか？まあ、 確かに筋さえ通せばどんな連中の依頼も受ける可能性はありますがね。
でもありえません。あの人たちはいくつも一線を踏み越えていますから。その時点でバンさんが受ける可能性はゼロだと思います。アニエスさん。
いい助手を持ったね。だがそれとこれとは話が別だ。
Uh-oh.
ガンシャムシール。
上等だ。さっきは雑魚ばかりだったからな。
なんなの？どうなってるの？
是非もなしですか。
ああ。しかしあんたもやるつもりかい？
何、ただの余興さ。彼女一人でも十分だろうがね。言葉だけでは不足だ。君と君たちの力と太刀を推し量るには、このシェリド・アスバール、手ずからアークライド解決事務所を見分させてもらうよ。
Well, here we
皇
go.
家護衛官ナーシェベルカマイル。皆様どうかお覚悟。
せっかくだから楽しませても
I
らう。
mean, it's always given when we get one of those weak fights beforehand that a bit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Their health is very, very high. Alright, well.
いつでもどうぞ。
決めろ、アーロン。 ガンガン行くぞ。押せ。
アニエス様。
財宝の
勝利を我が手に。
ほらよ。任せたぜ小娘。
これはどうかな。
それ。チャンスだ。バスター。フィーバータイムだ。
ブーストが有効だぜ。
今です。チャンスです。
任せたぜ小娘。
May as well.
これで決めます。はあ。やあ。終わりです。レディエンスシーガー。
いいじゃないか。
Oh, okay.
アニエス様。
You only have to get them down to about half to get them to back off. Let's just go ahead and do this. Or not.
参ります。返り討ちだ。
More paralysis.
チャンスだ。
なるほど、お見事です。
Alright, that wasn't too bad.
なかなかやりますね。
ここまでとはね。なぜ様子見はもう十分だろ
仕留めても。
う。女子くんたち以外はそのつもりで行くといい。
なめんな。
やれやれ。仕方ねえな。
双方そこまで。
Oh, wow. Good job, Fee.
何？
妖精。
やれやれ。フィー君、もう到着したのかい。
殿下、そのくらいで。私が来た以上、その子たちを休ませるのを優先させてもらう。
マリエル、無事か。
リンゴさんどこにいたんですか。今朝から全然連絡が。
大丈夫そうだな。
These must be the perpetrators. It saves us a lot of trouble. You okay if we bring them in? Oh, you must be the bracer from Arabonia. Did you respond to Dingo's call for help? Yep, luckily I just got in town a little while ago. Seems like I might have gotten here a bit late, though. Nah, don't sweat. Your timing was perfect. So you say, but I would have liked to see the depths of yours a little more, as it were. Especially when it comes to those mysterious objects and that curious figure you like to adopt. So you were interested in all that, were you? I can understand how that looks suspicious, but trust me, he's more than legit enough to make up for it. Anyway, the police should be here any minute. Do you mind if we take it from here? Not at all, in fact. That's what I expect. Also, Najee, if you would. Yes, Your Highness. Allow me to offer you both this water. This has all been so much. Does all this mean I pass your test, then? That you do. Abrupt ending aside, I'm satisfied with your strength. Please feel free to continue working on my requests as circumstances permit. As for that plan, I would like to claim half of it. The guild can retain the remainder. Oh, right, I forgot all about that, big guy. If you don't mind, I'd also like to retrieve a sample of it.
それではせいぜい証明してみるといい。見えざる A の気配が濃密に漂うこのエルドラドで、どこまでも底の見えない君が一体何を明かしてくれるかをね。
I guess we'll see. Wow. From there, Prince Shree and Najee promptly returned to town via his personal airship. Likewise, Van and the others also made their way back to Tharman, trusting the kidnappers to the bracers on site. Later, once they felt better, arrangements were made to escort Shahina and Mariel back to their home and hotel respectively. After that, Feig reconvened with Van and the others to exchange information. October 6, 4:05 p.m.
なるほど。大体の状況は分かった気がする。細かいところは省かれてるみたいだけど。
Well, we could say the same about you, Sylphid. Like how you and none other than the Prince of Elsam are chummy with one
単な
another.
る個人的なコネだけど、まあ確かに細かい話はいいかな。ただ隠すほどのものじゃないから演奏家つながりとだけ言っておく。
Olivier. I follow you. Now it adds up. I've heard stories about him before. I see his influence hasn't waned. Musician? Who is she talking about? Anyway, what's the guild's perspective on all this? Not just what happened here, but everything that's gone down since Vesseldom. We're all in agreement that A is most definitely involved in what's going on, Zin and the others included. Even putting aside what you're looking for, the presence of that sketchy puppeteer and the angel of hers suggests as much. That, as well as the attempt of making it look like a case of contaminated drugs and the type of plant used to achieve that. That's what I think too, but aside from that girl and her angel, there's a distinct lack of any of their presence in Tharbad. From what I can tell, none of their members are even any run-of-the-mill gangsters are lurking around. That's awful suspicious if you ask me. Well, we know that they're here. We saw Melchior. Yes, that's not like what happened in Langport at all. I assume Messeldom was also different? Correct, Messeldom was previously their stronghold, and we confirmed that there were individuals there who enjoyed their support. It's very likely they either masqueraded as an anti-immigrant forces, or at least took advantage of the terrorism to carry out what they did. Meanwhile, we've got contaminated drugs spreading beneath the surface here, with not so much as a street thug to be found. What do you make of that, Mr. Arkwright? At this point, all we're doing is just spitballing and throwing ideas around, aren't we? Maybe so, but I have one theory. Hear me out. In order for contaminated drugs to flow into Tharbad, you need some organizational support of some sort to pull it off. Van looked all surprised over there. If we assume that there are really no high-ranking members or any gangs in the city right now, then a local business might have the power and influence to achieve that. Something the size of Vegas films or similar. Of course, the police and guild are also probably big enough too. Just to be clear, I'm only speaking hypothetically here. I'm not saying either of them are behind it. Oh, what am I saying? I can't believe I'm even doubting either group, especially with a bracer right here. I'm so sorry. No, you're fine. Don't be sorry. Surprising as it was, size-wise, you aren't wrong. I think we can rule out the local guild on this one, though. Everyone here is really busy and they're short on staff as it is. Likewise, the local police also seem to be innocent here, even if I was a little suspicious of them myself. Is that to say you already looked into it? That's good. It saves us the trouble of doing that ourselves. Which means, out of the organizations you mentioned, there's only one suspect left. Wait, you don't mean Vegas Films, do you? I know I mentioned them, but aren't they out of the question? I mean, it was Nina and Judith who hired us in the first place, not to mention how much the prince is involved. No, we still cannot rule them out. For one thing, as actresses, neither Miss Fenley nor Miss Lanster belong to Vegas Films. Also, while it's true the Principality supports the company, their relationship dates back only to the last 6 months. Oh, huh. It's also worth noting that Tharbad Film Festival was planned separately from Messeldum's. In fact, compared to Messeldum's, which was an institution, this one had a lot less notoriety going for it at first. It was only once Messeldum's festival got canned that Tharbad's stock rose a lot the last 2 months. Which does make sense when you think about how Calvert is going through a real motion picture boom. When there's only one big film festival a year, it's only natural for movie buffs to gravitate towards it, no matter where it is. And when you're the company putting the whole thing on, you come away from that situation a winner.
たどり着いたようだな。
Oh, hi Dingo, how's Mariel doing?
ホテルに戻るなり疲れて眠った。早速借りを返そうと思ってな。
I'll cut to the chase. The suspicions surrounding Vegas Films don't stop at the film festival. There are rumblings they poured huge sums of dark money into Tharbad's political and financial circles, like when they set up their HQ. And that money is supposedly going through less than legal channels. Huh. That's some serious dirt you dug up. I take it you've got the evidence to back that up? Basically, I'm 99% of the way there. I looked into a number of syndicates, both big and small, including Heyu, and all of them came back negative. All of them, that is, except for one. Almada. Well, that settles that debate. You're just as intrepid as a reporter as I heard. Why, thank you. I've heard good things about you too, Miss Sylphid. The only question left to resolve, assuming this is true, is why the threats were sent. That part doesn't square. Indeed, one would think it would be against their best interest to put their own film festival in jeopardy. What's the matter, you two? Yeah, what's got you your feathers ruffled? I'm guessing you got Shahina back home already? Where are you now?
その家に送った直後にそちらの方から連絡があって。
なんでもスタジオから踊り子姉が消えちまったらしい。
What?
俺らが砂漠に行ってる間にな。
What? She what? Sarah. Oh, Shaheen, it'll be okay. The last time I saw her was when we were on break, during our rehearsal. She went to use the restroom and then never came back. I was getting pretty worried about how much time she was taking, so I checked in with one of the guards. If I'd seen anybody like that in Confident, I would have noticed. I checked every floor and couldn't find her anywhere. As far as I can tell, there are no signs she left through a side exit either. I'm only asking to make sure, but... Your sister wasn't complaining about being in the parade or anything, was she? No, absolutely not. There's no way she would bail out of it. Yeah, she was absolutely fired up about it. Definitely, I mean, hell, it was getting us amped up too. Her mood was infectious. Not to mention she has tremendous talent. Dancing might not be my thing, but even I can feel it. That's because I have an eye for these things. They don't lie. That girl is a tremendous asset to the cavalcade. Not to mention, she's a professional. I just can't see her getting cold feet over something like this all of a sudden. Alright, if you guys are sure, sorry for asking. I didn't mean to offend anyone. I know, you're just doing what you need to. Anyway, seeing as we're talking about a civilian going missing, I'm gonna have to get the guild involved. Everybody okay with that? Absolutely, we appreciate you helping us. I'll pay any amount. Mira is no object. Just do whatever you have to do in order to find that girl. My parade isn't complete without her, understand? What about you guys? What are you going to do? Like you need to ask. She's a client we swore to protect. There's only one thing for us to do. Although we might ask for a free dance later to make it worth our while. Sound good? Van, thank you. We'll figure out somehow. Don't do anything reckless while we're gone, got it? I don't know what you're talking about. Mind your own business. Alright, I'm gonna go fill in the others at the guild branch. Also find out what's going on with the police. It's still so funny that Fee gets to, like, be in this, like, major thing again. You'd think she'd be tired after 5 straight games of Crisis. I'll pretty much be doing the same thing, hitting up source in various places. I'll be sure to let Bermati know what's going on, too. That'd be great. Thanks, you two. What's with all the racket? The festival is nearly here. What could have possibly happened to cause such a chaos? What, you haven't heard? That girl I scouted yesterday, Sarah, she disappeared. No one knows where she went. Oh, is that so? That's concerning. We have to act. Get the company into gear and start throwing everything we got. I don't care if it takes every single employee. We gotta find Sarah, now. Now, don't you think you're just being a little rash, Gotti? We're talking about a dancer. What's it to us if 1 or 2 of them run away? What? But my sister, she's... Hold on, Dylan. Where the hell is this attitude coming from? This is serious. By all appearances, it's very likely she didn't simply disappear. Please, her up and poofing away does nothing to hamper our final preparations for this festival. If one of you two went missing, it'd be another matter. But her, she's merely one extra one of us hired on a hunch, nothing more. Are you out of your mind? How many times do I have to explain it to you? Sarah is not some extra. She's irreplaceable. She's the linchpin of my plans. My parade isn't complete without... Enough. I'm done listening on this. As far as I'm concerned, as long as the cavalcade proceeds in some fashion or another, that's all that matters. If this woman turns up, wonderful. If not, you'll simply have to compromise on your grand vision, Gotti. Yeah, he's sketchy. What is that fool's problem? That was so cold, how could he... Seems pretty clear to me the walls are closing in on him. Indeed, that does seem more than it simply being the day before the festival and deciding a lack of tact isn't practical. I think so too. We got the circumstantial evidence now we just gotta figure out what move to make.
監督、お姉は絶対に戻ってきます。いつだってそうなんです。大切な興行前に風邪をひいても治して最高の踊りをして。でもひょっとしたら遅れたりしちゃうかもしれないから、その時はお姉が戻ってくるつなぎとして私を使ってくれませんか？
She's gonna take her place in the meantime. I hope Shahina's gonna be okay. Don't worry, she will be. She's got Judith with her. Though I'm surprised, I've never seen anyone manage to be so persuasive, Mr. Gotti, before. Despite only being 15 years old, she's already a true professional. I find myself impressed. I'm sure she's got a lot of strength from her sister. Sarah seems like a wonderful role model. Yeah, she really does. Oh, my dear sweet girl, it's such a generous offer. But there's no way you can possibly replace your sister in my parade. But I grew up watching her dance. There's nobody that understands what she does better than me. Nobody else is going to be as good as... You and your sister are two very different ladies. Her dancing and sex appeal are completely her own. It's not enough to just be related to dance the same dance. You still won't have the same effect on the people watching. Frankly, my dear, you just aren't a good fit for the sort of parade I've got in mind.
私もう嫌なんです。お姉ばかりに苦労させるのは。 いつも何でもないふりをして生活が苦しいのなんて絶対見せなくて、たまに彼氏に会いに行くような素振りで夜中に出かけていくのだって。せめてそんな人が本当にいてくれたらよかったのにって。シャヒーナさん、気づいていたんですね。必要ならどんな努力もします。どんな衣装だって着こなしてみせます。イメージが合わないって言うならお姉とは違う方向で食らいついて、監督さんのイメージを絶対に超えてみせますから。
There you go.
No.
よーし、いいじゃろう。その体現総合言ったからにはせいぜい実現してもらうぞ。そしてサーラちゃんが戻ってきたら姉妹揃って伝説となってもらおうか。
監督さん。ゴッチ監督。
言っておくが、わしはやると決めたら絶対妥協せん男じゃ。
It's almost respectable, besides the whole arrow thing.
映画祭は明日や。ものになるまでぶっ通しで仕上げてもらうぞい。
望むところです。
見たところ技術は十分。お姉さんの踊りも繰り返し見ている。ならちょっとした所作とあなた自身の見せ方が課題かしら。ついてきなさい。女優としての見せ方を叩き込んであげるわ。一夜漬けだろうが踊りに融合させてお姉さんの息に届かせるために。はい。ニナ、彼らやギルド方面の報告はあんたの方で受け取っておいて。ええ、任せてください。
よーし、それじゃあ始めるぞ。奥のスタジオにレッツゴーじゃい。
Well, we have a plan now. She's clearly earned her reputation as best-in-class actress. Yeah, seems like she's got a good head on, a good bead on Shaina's skills. She'll get her ready. Hard to believe she's such a bumbling mess off the job. Right? I respect her a bit more now. What are you talking about? Inside joke between us. Don't worry about it. Anyway. Now that you've heard the gist of things, has this rung any bells you might have overlooked before? Maybe any doubts or suspicions you had about Vegas films? You're talking about the rumors of its relationships to the underworld and drug trafficking, right? I really don't want to believe that such a big company in my line of work could be involved in such things. But it's true that Vegas has been expanding in a way that can't just be explained by Mr. Gotti's involvement. And yes, I've heard bits and pieces. People around the industry have a lot to say about Vegas. So when that threatening note came in, it did feel like something bigger was going on. I'm not sure what, but it's there. Wow, I didn't realize there was so much intrigue before we arrived. If the company's the culprit behind this, there's no way that Snooty Presence is clueless about it all. And if that's true, the man's up to his nose in drug running, at least on some level. Who knows what's up with the notes? But after all that, he's got to have something to do with Sarah going missing, right? I guess, but could a guy like him really? Ian, are you okay? Sorry, I'm okay. This is just all rattling me a bit more than normal. Like Ferry said, it's hard for me to picture Mr. Dillon doing such things. I mean, we're talking about the same man who's always getting pushed around by Mr. Gotti, including allowing the parade at all. Even if he were a man with more backbone, the risks involved with an illicit drug smuggling are considerable. Which means you believe Mr. Dillon doesn't or shouldn't have the courage to arrange something so flagrantly illegal? Yes, I'm not trying to dismiss everything you're saying or have seen, but it's just so hard to reconcile. Be that as it may, the circumstances paint him as our most likely culprit. Even if he's normally not brave, what if for some reason he had no choice but to play along for such a scheme? I see what you're getting at. That's an excellent point. It would be perfectly plausible for criminal elements to do something underhanded to make him comply. So wait, let me get this straight. We don't know how how involved he is in whatever's going on. But you're saying he could have been threatened into somehow helping this drug trafficking you're talking about. Yeah, maybe. That's sure how it looks. It's all but certain Dylan used Almada's help to grow Vegas Films into the juggernaut it is today as fast as he did. The money funneled to the political and financial sectors, the murky fundraising, Mesodum's festival going kaput, which was perfect for him. Even if it seems like everything's going his way, all he's been doing is squeezing further under his benefactor's thumb. And being under Almada's thumb is sure a way to get crushed. I hadn't thought of it like that. Well, this is getting all amazingly grim. In that case, good old Dylan probably isn't going to stop at drug trafficking. I bet he's put up to do something even worse, right? Like, say something that could go down during the film festival here. Then the notes we've been receiving are, indeed, Almada is taking advantage of the film festival to plan something in this part of the country. Caught right in the middle of it, it would seem Mr. Dillon wants to take action before something hideous happens. But he wishes to do it without quashing the festival. Simply doing that could bring the underlying conflict to the surface. Then does that mean the snooty guy's behind the notes? Yes, the more I think about it, the more everything clicks into place. It all adds up. Though wait, couldn't that also implicate him in Sarah's disappearing when she did? It sure could, which would indicate Almada didn't snatch her, and sure didn't vanish of her own free will. Gaspar Dillon abducted her and took her somewhere. Nice, you figured it out? Thanks, Bramati.
バンちゃんたちが見つけた植物と街で暴れた連中から検出された成分、その2つが完全に一致したの。
To what? Oh, wow.
もちろんマリエルたちをさらった男たちからも検出された。
Wait, did I miss something? Identical to what?
違法ドラッグの存在が完全に確定した形になるね。
When did you... Hold on, how the hell are you able to go over the cops' heads and run that sort of test?
バンちゃんのコネで届いたこの検査機のおかげね。いや、あなたの薬学の知識があってこそでしょう。
ええ、さすがはベルモッティさんね。
もう昔ちょっとかじってただけだってバン。
Hey, that sounds like Elaine and Renee.
また一つ貸しだな、バン。
お互い様でしょ、ルネ。
Elaine, is that? Oh yeah, I remember you talking to someone yesterday, all suspicious like that explains a few things. And it never hurts to have a little insurance. When I saw those idiots going nuts yesterday, I figured the possibility we'd run into trouble was here.
相変わらず勘が働くわね。違法薬物絡みと分かっていれば、私もサルバットに。
エレインが今抱えてる案件も重要。ここは役割分担でいこう。
バーゼル理科大学から手配した最新式の検査機だ。精度は信用していい。流通経路と形態についてはこちらでは探りようもないが。お前のことだ。そちらももう当たりはつけてるんだろ。
Wait, you do? Really? I might, and I bet our diligent little concierge does as well. Nothing gets past you, does it, Mr. Arkwright? Well, aren't you two such geniuses? But yeah, something did feel off to me. I take it none of those dumbasses have mentioned anything about buying drugs so far. No, not at all. They said they didn't even remember taking anything like that, right? Is it possible they could have been forced to ingest it somehow? It would need to have been right before the film festival and distributed in a way that wouldn't catch the police or guild's attention. If there's any way to pull that off, it would have been... mixing it into a consumable. Wait, what about those new Orbital hookahs that seem so popular recently? Come to think of it, the men who kidnapped Cheyenne and Mariel had them. What if the drugs were mixed into the vapor ingredients of the hookahs? What? Oh, interesting hypothesis. Not just interesting, I think you got it in one. Think we can get the CID and Guild to step in? The festival's in enough trouble as it is. Anything to help kick off more smoothly is worth it at this point, I think. That's a lot. Horrible hookahs had exploded in popularity in Tharbad in recent days, particularly within the entertainment district. Easily obtainable by curious members of the public, the paraphernalia was sold by numerous vendors throughout the city. Further testing by Bramati and company confirmed that the substance spoken them was indeed the illicit drug in question. In response, the guild and local police decided to confiscate the devices in secret. This has become a big deal. Everyone's coming together. With the CID's help, sales of the hookahs throughout the city were put on hold in short order. From there, Van and the others returned to the inn to take a brief break before getting back to business. After getting in touch with some of their collaborators, the group took off for Vegas Films once more. Well, the second night's almost over, the night before the big event. Guess there was a kind of commotion over at the bazaar. Granted, that was the point, but still. I'm just relieved the hookahs could all be confiscated before any more damage could be done. At this stage, we've laid down the groundwork and gathered the evidence. For now, the guild and cops are simply going to be monitoring things. If we're going to act, now's our chance. Indeed, there's no time like the present. Let us proceed to Vegas Films. We should probably check in with Shaina and see how she's doing while we're at it. Looks like no other jobs. And we can't go to the culture district. So it seems like we're done with jobs for the day for the most part. I think we'll end things off here though. So next time we'll check in with Shaina over at Vegas Films and see what we can learn about what's going on with our very angry film guy, Dylan. So that's going to be it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe more if you're new to the channel. I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.